Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Brunch Breakdown. Hi, Dan. How are you today?
I'm great, Chris. How are you doing? It's good to
I'm
see you. It's good to see you. It's been a couple weeks.
I'm excited to be here, my friend. It's been a couple weeks. I was traveling. I was visiting Giannis. I was visiting Aaron Rodgers. He's in Pittsburgh, but did you know he spends the holidays back in Green Bay?
I didn't know that, nor do I believe it, but you were there, so maybe you're right.
Who would know? Yeah,
Who would know?
He goes back to celebrate with me, and so that was fun. And
Nice. Nice.
back here and happy to be live, even though Dee Dee's not here.
You guys, man. I'll tell you what.
We're going to hear from Dee Dee on this episode in a little bit. He sent us a video. Neither Dan or I have listened to it, so we're all going to experience this thing together. And otherwise, we have an action-packed episode on tap for today. Boy, what are we going to talk about? We're going to get things off our chest. We're going to talk about New Year's Eve and how to handle that, or what we'd be willing to put ourselves through. We're going to talk about the transfer portal. We're going to talk about football games in bad weather. We're going to talk about how much money will actually get you to go back into the office and work. Like, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today, Dan, and I think it's a good way to kick off the new year. So before we get into all of it, if somebody's listening today, which is going to be January 7th.
Yeah.
And this is your first episode of the Brunch Breakdown. First of all, welcome. Where have you been the last, how long have we been doing this podcast?
It restarted in 2020.
Okay, so where have you been since the pandemic?
We're going on a full 5 years, yeah.
And if you've never heard this information, Dan, let them know how they can just get more of us in their face and ear holes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like you said, welcome and Happy New Year. I think you can still say that, right? This week is probably it, but Happy New Year to you all, and welcome to the Brunch Breakdown. You can find this very podcast anywhere podcasts are available, okay? We hit them all. We talk to everybody. We negotiate with everybody. We say, listen, we're going to give this to everybody. We're going to give it to them free. We're going to give it to them every Wednesday. You give it to the people. We're going to deliver. You give it to the people. So anyway, anywhere podcasts are available, that's where you can find the Brunch Breakdown. Follow or subscribe, whatever said channel you prefer to listen to, and the episode's going to come right to you. No work after that. No searching for links. No tracking us down. No emailing us at thebrunchbreakdown@gmail.com and saying, where is the new episode? It's coming right to you each and every Wednesday. We have full video episodes as well. I've got a new background behind me this week, and I don't love it. I don't love it at all. I didn't test it. I should have done that. It's terrible. We're not in the tunnel anymore. We're in a cave, I think. So we're working through it. But so visually, if you want to see what these two beautiful voices look like, don't. But in case you need to, YouTube, Facebook, and right in the Spotify app. Okay. And the video episodes also premiere on Wednesday. A little more timely. You're going to have to look and wait for those. You're going to be a little bit more patient. Noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, but on demand anytime you'd like to watch after that. We're everywhere on social media at Brunch Breakdown. Things, places such as Facebook, X, Instagram, Threads, TikTok. I don't know. We're probably still there. Follow us. Give us a follow. You'll find fun stuff along the way throughout the week. And then, of course, we just finished off, in my opinion, the best year in the history of this podcast. 2025 was our best year by far. And part of that has to do with the Sounds of Brunch. We give you the music we're listening to each and every week at the end of every episode, and we put it into a playlist for you. And we call it the Sounds of Brunch, and that is exclusively available on Spotify each and every Friday. You can follow that playlist and just go back to it each and every Friday, and you get the new songs on there. We keep last week's on there for you as well, so you don't have to, in case you missed an episode or really like a song, it's not going to disappear for at least 2 weeks. So check out the Sounds of Brunch exclusively on Spotify each and every Friday.
Dan, here's a question.
Okay.
Did you watch Pee-wee's Playhouse as a kid?
I did.
This setup that you have right now.
Oh, no.
There was like a part of Pee-wee where occasionally I don't remember who the person, he would say, Mecca lecca hi, Mecca hiney hiney ho. And then some like floating head would talk to him. And I feel like that's what I'm looking at right now. I think it's a dark background.
Yeah.
And then you have a dark shirt on.
Dark shirt's not great.
And so it's just your head.
It's just the head and and the top of a microphone. That's all you can see. There are things behind me. I can't believe how dark it is in this room. There's a window right here.
It's
It's
not
letting
helping.
apparently no light through
It's not helping at all.
at all.
Yeah.
We're out of the tunnel, so that's gone. I didn't like that was bugging me. But we have to work on the lighting in this new studio. It's not working for me or you or anybody. So stay tuned to the video pod and see what I look like next week. Hopefully different.
We'll see. Yeah. I mean, I guess the most important thing is your audio quality sounds fantastic.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
It is a podcast after all.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, normally Dee Dee kicks it to me to get something off my chest, but I suppose this is my show today since I've done the majority of the talking. So Dan, why don't you go first? Why don't you get something off your chest today?
Certainly, I would be more than happy to. And it's interesting that I want to get this off my chest this week because I'd be interested in Dee Dee's opinion, but I feel like he's maybe not as I feel like I know what he's gonna say. He would say, and maybe his opinion isn't as relevant because of where he's located. And I'll get into that here in a moment because there's a new place that opened in Pittsburgh. They opened on New Year's Eve, which is a bold move, exciting move. Okay. Um, but there's something that they're doing that has me particularly excited and is something we've talked about just generally on topic here on the Brunch Breakdown for the last 5.5 years or so. Chris, they're enforcing a very strict dress code at this new establishment, which has opened in Pittsburgh this week.
Okay.
It's kind of a multifunctional space, if you will. It's like a restaurant, but also kind of lounge cocktail bar with the availability to be turned into an event space. I don't want to use the word club. I don't want to use that, but it has like an element of that maybe late at night. It's hard to judge it because it was based on New Year's Eve, and that's basically what any place turns into on New Year's Eve. So this is run by a very successful restaurateur in Pittsburgh. And so many people are very, very excited about this place called Sea Monkey. Okay? Little shout out to Sea Monkey. And let me read you. I want to just read you word for word their dress code on their website. Quote, please be sure to match our upscale ambiance, dressed to impress. Upscale dress code in effect. Stylish, clean, well-fitted attire required. No baseball caps. No overly baggy or sagging clothing. No overly casual jeans or t-shirts. Proper footwear required. No work boots, house slippers, or casual sneakers. No backpacks or large bags. No beachwear. Not exactly an area you had to be concerned with in this area of the country, but no flip-flops, slides, swimwear, or cover-ups. No athletic wear. So that means no jerseys, sweats, leggings, gym attire, cutoff shirts, hoodies, etc. And entrance upon management's discretion. Now, again, I know if Dee Dee were with us here today, he'd be completely in favor of this. But I feel like the concept for him probably isn't as new and shocking as it is for us because he's in LA. Places like this in New York are probably a little bit more frequent, a little bit more common. But in Pittsburgh, where bums can just come and go wherever they want to, however they're dressed, with no enforcement anymore, right?
Those aren't bums, Dan. Those are Steeler fans.
Those are Yinzers, baby. I mean, we talked about this. I had a chess segment maybe within the last 2 years that said, like, where's somewhere you're guaranteed to go there's like no jeans and like no casual clothes at all. And like I mentioned, like the church used to be one. You could literally go to church and find somebody in a Steeler jersey. The theater used to be one. That's gone out the window. People have gone completely casual at the theater. It's like a country club is it, and they're the only place that has a rule. Well, add Sea Monkey to the list. Now we finally have a place that says, hey, you know what? We spent a lot of money here. Looks really nice in here. We'd like you to kind of look really nice too. Like, we don't want you coming in here with your joggers and your hoodie on and think like that. That's cool. Because it ain't. Because you're not going to be let in. So shout out to Sea Monkey. And I hope we get more places like this in 2026. It's just time to clean it up a little bit. There's plenty of other places we can be casual. And I am not against that. in those places, but like it's nice. It's nice to be able to say, "Hey, we're going here. We're dressing up. Everybody else can be dressed up too."
Well, first off, hoodies, etc. would be the name of my nightclub. If I were able
Pretty
to,
awesome. It's even a great song name or an album name. I think we should take that.
yeah.
Goodness.
But I have no problem with this. But like basically, the thing that I have a problem with is like, if you have that many rules, then just tell people the things they should wear. You
It'd
know
be
what
a
I mean?
shorter list.
Just like tell them like you got to wear a suit.
Yeah.
Dudes, suits. Chicks, like dresses. I don't know. Like let just like that's too many things for me to okay, well, I got this thing. Like, are these shoes? Are they too casual? Are they good?
Hmm.
Good. Like, I don't just tell me what to wear. That's part of the thing that like I don't like about dressing up or suiting up. Like when we go to Vegas, I get kind of confused because I'm like what is suiting up mean? And then like in the places that we're going, like what is acceptable, what is not acceptable. And then always get to those places in Vegas, and then there's like some dude in a t-shirt in line. I'm like,
100%.
what was I doing? But
100%.
like I would all it would so like when we go to Vegas, I'm always like, tell me like how many suits do I need to bring, right? Like just tell me what to bring
Yeah.
and I'll be ready. And so for this place, I'm cool with it, but just like tell me what to wear.
Yeah.
I don't care that much. I'm cool. I like looking good. Just tell me what to wear so that I don't show up. And then you're like, well, no, we didn't want wingtip shoes. You can't come in. It's like, whoa, what are we talking about? Okay. Like I'm stressed out about how many things they put in that list.
It's a long list. It's a long list, an appreciated list, but I see what your point is. And in fact, what I'll recommend is a friend of mine is getting married this year, and they're getting married in Mexico. So you naturally think like beach wedding, it's going to be a little bit more on the casual side. Where the bride is like, listen, I know what you fools are going to think you can get away with, but this is still a wedding. And so she created a mood board of like, here's some ideas of what's acceptable and what will be acceptable on our wedding day for dress because it's Mexico, but it's still a wedding. So there's a middle ground in there because they know people are going to sway one way over the other. So I think they just need like a mood board that you can kind of just swipe through, give me some ideas. Here's some acceptable attire.
Right.
And it'll
Yeah.
make it a little easier than a long list of things not to wear.
Options there would be helpful too. I tell you that you better be careful with that. You can't have people paying to travel to Mexico and then say it's like black tie. You got to be careful. All
No,
right.
yeah, it's not that aggressive, but I think they're worried that people are going to show up in like polos and shorts, and they're like, "This is still a wedding. You need to at least you have to something. You have to have a sleeve or a pant. I think maybe that should be the requirement.
Could
One
you
or the other.
do
One or
like
the other. It doesn't have to be both.
can you do the sportscaster thing where you're like business up top and shorts down below? Can you
I
do
think you
that?
could do that. I think you could get away with that. Yeah,
That should be one of the options
should be
in the
one of the
board.
options. Just throw it through the mood board. Yeah,
Oh man.
yeah.
All right. Well, I want to get to. I'll do mine first, and then we can go over to Dee Dee. Like I said, and I think you mentioned it. We haven't listened to it yet, so I don't know what he's gonna say. But I'll get mine out of the way. At least once, typically quarterly, I would say throughout the year, we hit a point where something in the world happens, and then everybody decides that they have a strong opinion about something they'd never thought about before. Okay, and so it's literally the beginning of the year and it's already happened. I can't tell you anything about what has happened in Venezuela. All right. All I know is that like we captured a president. I didn't even know that you could do that. I didn't know that that was allowed.
Well, it's kind of not.
I didn't know that that was allowed. Okay. So then it's like, well, then what happens here? Why did they take him? What's going on in Venezuela? I really don't know a lot of details. The details I do know, I had a client in the past from Venezuela, and so I learned a bit there. My wife's father, my father-in-law, did a lot of business in Venezuela. I've heard a lot of scary stories over the years. Okay. But other than that, I don't know anything. I don't know current events, what's going on right now. Like it's football season. I'm a little bit consumed with that. But what I will tell you is that like I think I am pretty much everybody. Okay. I think most people don't know a lot of details about what's going on in Venezuela, but y'all are on Facebook right now acting like you do. Okay, so can we stop? I don't think anybody, regardless of what side you're on, regardless of what you think about what happened, like I said, I don't really understand. My wife told me in the car, where were we? We were like on the way back from, oh, we went to Home Depot. We did the Home Depot day with the kids. We came back.
Classic.
My wife's like, oh, did you hear we captured the president of Venezuela? I was like, what did you do? What do we do? We did what? Can you do that? And then we spent the whole day talking out what does that mean? What even just happened? Uh, you don't have to have an immediate opinion on this stuff, folks. You just don't. And it's okay to admit that you've never paid attention to Venezuela or the Ukraine or Russia or China. Really, like all these countries that have stuff going on. I know there's stuff going on. Couldn't tell you what the stuff is. Okay. Couldn't tell you the real details. I can barely tell you the details about my own country. All right. I think we know, I think most Americans know like 7% of what's happening in the United States of America. And so then to think that you really know what the hell's going on in another country and then a big event happens and then you're like either really happy about it or like really upset about it, shut up. Okay. Just shut up. You don't know. You don't know. So just stop. Just put the phone down. Just get off social media, get off the internet. You don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. We don't know what we're talking about. This is the first one of these this year. There's going to be more. And this is just my note now. It's like, it's okay to admit that you don't know what's going on. It's also okay to just keep your mouth shut. That's all. That's all. Thank you for your time.
Last week we had wished off things to leave in 2025. Going into 2026, and one of the ones I wished for was just less news.
That's a
Boy,
good one.
that it really backfired in the first week here already. That's not less news. Yeah, no, that's what I want. I want less news, and especially from people that aren't working in news.
Yeah.
Most importantly, people are not working in news. Yeah, stay tuned to the Brunch Breakdown all year as we break down the political divide heading into 2026. This is your home for politics, and actually none of it. Actually, none of that will be found here. But yes, I would agree with you. Everybody has to have a reaction immediately, whether it's typing something out or actually reacting to. I think like we're like we're in a reactionary phase of life where you can literally react to anything on the internet with a thumbs up, a thumbs down, a heart, a sad, like. So now everybody's initial gut instinct is to react to anything, and they have a platform to do so. And you don't have to. You don't have to. Just stay here with us. It's comfy. It's cozy in here. Stay a while.
That's right. And we can debate. We can debate which Pop-Tart flavor is the best. Like we can do
coming up in a couple weeks.
That in the industry is what we call a tease, a
little tease.
Yeah.
Don't you worry.
All right. Thank you for indulging me. Let's get over to Daniel Dudley and see what the heck he's talking about. He's wearing a cutoff T-shirt, so that's a good start. Oh, look, Zoom doesn't want me to be able to share my screen. Hold on.
Yeah, first topic here today, because as we wrap into New Year's, into the new year. Now, typically, when one of us is away, we ask to send a video to share, and that's it. Mr. Dudley asked for a topic to present on, which you've never done, and you've been absent plenty, my friend. You've never said, well, what should I talk about? And how dare he? So we gave him some options, and maybe we'll talk about them afterwards, because that's what he decided to do.
So that's a good point, Dan, because you're right. Didi texted us and he was like, what are you talking about? And then like later sent us a video, and I'm actually not sure. I guess that's what he's doing, is he's addressing the topics that we're talking. Maybe.
I think so. Maybe. We're going to find out together. That's why we love this. We don't, you'd think, oh, they send each other these videos and they look at them, maybe edit them ahead of time. No. We're watching them all live together with you. We make it more fun that way.
Yeah. So you're seeing Didi now, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
What's up, boys? It's Didi here in Great Wolf Lodge, my home away from home. I love this place so much, but that's not what I'm here to talk to y'all about. I'm here to talk to you about something I've seen at Great Wolf Lodge, and that's dad clothes. a lot of dad clothes. And I don't mean clothes that are embarrassing, that are like, oh yeah, those are dad clothes, like the grass cut Nikes or New Balances or just shitty dad hats. No, no, no. I mean clothes that say dad brand in some cursive font that's supposed to be cool. Or washed dad is a thing that people wear. And also Barstool makes dad clothes, so I guess if you're a dad who like wants people to know that you might be racist but you're also a dad, I guess you'd wear a Barstool dad shirt. But anyways, stop wearing dad clothes. They're not cool. They'll never be cool. What clothes that are cool if you're a dad are just clothes that I guess your dad wore? Is that what you're trying to do? I don't really know. Like, the whole I need to let everybody know that I'm a dad is stupid. That only works for moms. Even though mom clothes aren't cool either. If your shirt says mama in cursive letters up here, that shit ain't cool either. But yo, y'all had kids, so y'all can do whatever you want. And I'm not here to hate on moms. I'm here to hate on dads. So like, if you want to dress like a dad, go get some New Balances, go get some trash Nikes, go get a trash dad hat. Do not wear a shirt or a hat that says dad on it in some font that makes you think that you're wearing something. That's just stupid. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you have some, Chris. I don't know. It'd be weird if Dan had some, but Chris, if you do have some, throw that shit out the window, please. And anybody else who has dad branded clothes, throw that shit out the window. Anyways, hope you guys are having a good show. I'll have some music for you, Dan. I could say some stuff at the top of my head right now, but then it'd probably be wrong. And honestly, because I'm at Great Wolf Lodge and I know I'm going to be listening to some music that chills me out and also music that will make me not want to kill my kids, so like that will change as the time goes. So have a great show. No, there is nothing that would make me ever want to go sit in the rain or sit in Times Square and wait for the ball to drop, because what? And then they played some weird America 250 video. That was just, what are we doing? Just drop the ball and let everybody go home. They held people hostage so they could play some dumb video with some weird, I don't know who was doing the voiceover, but whatever. It was trash. Anyhow, have a great show. I said that 3 times now. And I'll talk to you next week for the brunchies. Oh yeah. Unless for some reason Chris can't make it, but it's brunchies. Later, guys.
That's
Oh
great.
boy, lot to unpack there. First of all, he asked us what we were talking about, and he didn't address it, and then he did address it. So spoiler alert to one of our topics that we'll get to, I think, next. But Chris, lot to unpack there. I'm gonna turn it over to you first. He pointed you out, asked you blatantly, do you have any shirts that say dad on it?
I got one as a gift, like when we had Olivia, so five plus years ago, and it just
Yeah.
says girl dad. It's not like dad, like that dad
Okay.
branded stuff.
Yeah.
Somebody got me that because we were having a girl. And then I have another one that says, like, again, it's not a dad brand. It says like dumbbells, deadlifts, and diapers or something like that. Like, again, somebody got it for a gift. And then I have not received or bought a single piece of clothing that indicates I'm a dad since I had my first child. I think a lot of people who are wearing the dad or mom clothes are wearing it because they like just had their first kid. Like that would be my guess, and I don't know if that's true. That would be my guess, though, is like you just had your first kid. And when you have your first kid, there's nothing wrong with it. Like you're proud of it. You want everybody to know. And like that's a fun way to show that you're proud, I suppose. But I have seen the very clearly dad and mom branded stuff. I got Katie a sweatshirt one year that had like our girls' names on it.
Mm.
But yeah, we're not really into that stuff too much.
I've been seeing it a lot too, and I would imagine at the Great Wolf Lodge, it's really present, really present
Yeah.
there, and especially for Didi and his wife, who dress how they want to, and not based on what they should be dressing like as parents. Shout out to them for that. Like, I just feel like we have an opportunity as this generation to be like, listen, we're gonna wear what we want to wear. Okay, we're gonna wear what we want to wear. We knew what our parents did. It's like there was a time in their lives where they became parents, and somewhere between that, with the firstborn, between the ages of their first birthday and I don't know 5, It just seemed like a switch gets flipped, and the clothing changes, and the music they listen to changes. What? We don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. I don't care that we're entering our 40th year on this planet. Well, I'm gonna speak for myself, and I still listen to popular music. I don't care. I'm gonna keep wearing Vans probably till I die. Kids or not, that's just gonna happen. So I feel like there's just that's just like the ripple effect, the gray area. It's like, hey, I'm a parent now. I'm gonna change my clothes, but I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna make a statement. I'm gonna tell you who I am. I'm gonna tell you who I is. And interesting, he had a take on both of them there, the mom clothes and the dad clothes. But I think you're right. I think you're right. I think you're right. I think that's the most sense of pride you have as a parent is with that first one. Is you probably want to announce that, show that off a little bit. So maybe it's just a lot of first-time parents there, or like, hey, I'm wearing trash stuff to Great Wolf Lodge because I know it's going to get filled with chlorine and weird smells and stains and stuff like that. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
That could be. I don't know. Yeah, like we were just at Sunday school this morning, and that is that is parents from kindergarten all the way to eighth grade, and I did not. I mean, I wasn't looking for it.
Yeah.
But I did not see any parents in mom or dad branded apparel, and these are mostly parents with multiple kids who are
Right.
in, like it just
Yeah.
wasn't a thing. Then again, it's also a Steelers Sunday as we're recording this, so there was lots of black and gold in there,
Of course. All right.
yeah, but
Wow.
well, noted, Dan. Don't you dare buy a dad piece of clothing.
Jeez, noted early. Glad I got in on that early. Again, theme of the year, dress codes. Added to the dress code list. No mom and dad clothing. That should be, I should write Sea Monkey and be like, please make sure that gets added. No mom and dad clothing.
Their list is so long, it's actually surprising that that's not in there.
It is surprising.
Well, why don't we go right into the topic that Didi mentioned there, which is
Sure, since
the
he kind of
whole
gave it
New
away.
Year's thing.
Yeah, since he kind of led into that a little bit. Certainly, we've just entered 2026, and everybody watches every single year. New York, Times Square, ball drop, right? It's a big moment. It's a big moment. And I just want to know, Chris, first of all, what amount of money would you have to be paid to willingly go there to New York, stand in likely the cold, and if it's not cold, it's probably like warm and raining, right? For how many hours? 15? Seems like people were there pretty early. Pretty early. Maybe 12. You don't have to get a good spot. You're in there early afternoon at the latest. All the way through to watch a kind of, call it a historic event, if you will. A very one-of-a-kind thing to see the ball drop there in Times Square. And then make your way, meander out of there, back to whatever hotel or place you're staying at. What's a price tag? What's a price tag somebody's got to say to you, like, this will get you to go? What's the number for you?
Dan, the last time I was in that city, period, was, I think, with you. And
Yeah.
I am fine with never going back there. I cannot stand big cities. New York City, getting around that place, the amount of people. Not for me.
Yeah.
I honestly don't. I don't. I mean, obviously, there's a price. Like, you can
Everybody's got a price.
You could pay me $100,000 and I'll probably say, okay, I'll show up for a night.
Yeah.
But like, it seems so unappealing. I don't like New Year's as a holiday to begin with. As you said, New York City on December 31st is freezing. You're surrounded by so many people, strangers you don't know. I'm kind of over that at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have easy access to water or any other drinks. And if you did, then you don't have easy access to bathrooms, I would assume. Like,
correct. That's what I understand to be, that you can't leave and go to the bathroom and come back. That's what I understand.
Like, then that means the next day I'm going to wake up in some form of discomfort, right? Because I will have not hydrated
You'll be
at
dehydrated.
all.
To hell. Yeah.
To count to 10,
Yeah.
I like it. Just it is not even of the list of things that I could assemble personally of things that happen in our country that are like must see events in person. I can't even, that's not even on the list of the top 100. Like I can't imagine where that would even slot in. So I I don't know. I like it's a lot of money. It's a lot. It's at least my salary, probably
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Which,
annually.
right. Yeah, right. Annual salary. I can't agree with you more on really anything you said there. I think that's pretty good about it. That wouldn't rank in the top 100 things to see in this country. I agree with you. I agree with you. I wouldn't do. I don't do it. Our city does something very similar. I don't go to the one in Pittsburgh. I don't want to do that. I don't
Mm-mm.
want to do that one. They do the very similar thing. It's not Times Square, but I can at least get home in a half hour. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I can probably use the bathroom at 5 o'clock and then meander way over and then be like, all right, I'm good for a while. I'm good for a while. Not noon to midnight. It would take a lot for me too. I have zero interest, and I'm saying this now. And even if it was, if you're saying, oh, you're old, in my 20s, I'd have the same opinion. I'd have the same opinion in my 20s, right? Like, but to put a price on it, it's one day. It's one day. I think if you get in the neighborhood of like $20,000, maybe even $15,000, I'd consider it. I'd consider it because it's no short chunk of change.
Oh, it's a
There.
lot of money. It's a
It's a
lot of
lot of
money.
money. It's
Yeah.
a nice couple vacations. That's big time money where you make some big decisions to do with. I think for a day, if I really thought about it, it's like one day. Yes, I'll be dehydrated and uncomfortable, and there'll be a cool 60 seconds to tick away from it. And the money, I think I could do it for that amount of money. But I'd really have to think about it. I'd really have to think about it because that's still something I have no interest in ever doing, and never did.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so many things I don't like mashed together in one evening.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
boy, yeah, I mean, it's completely unappealing to me.
So is there then anything similar situation, similar environment, right? Cold hours, no breaks, no bathroom. Is there something besides counting down to the new year that if you were presented, here's what you got to do, and here's what you get to see, or here's who you get to meet, or something like that? Is there anything on the table that would actually make you do it just based on merit? No cash, no cash transactions. Is there anything big enough out there for you? You'd be willing to wait for?
Oh, certainly. Like as we were texting about this, and I think we were going to talk about this as well. As we were texting about this, I was watching the Tampa Bay Bucks play the Carolina Panthers in an absolute monsoon.
Yeah.
Like they kept on going to the instant replay camera, of which you could see nothing of the instant replay because it was covered in water drops. It looked awful. And so I was thinking, like, I mean, there are football games that I would stand outside in the cold for hours and hours to tailgate and then watch the game, which is kind of similar, right? It's like an
Sure.
8 hour day if you do a
Sure.
4 hour tailgate and a 4 hour football game.
Yeah.
I would absolutely be willing to do that if one of my teams is competing for some type of championship, a conference championship, the Super Bowl playoff game. Like
Yeah.
I would absolutely put myself in position for that. But I was thinking, like, obviously family things you want to be there for, but in what circumstance am I miserable for that long to support a family member? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know that it would be, like most of these
Yeah.
family things are like an hour. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard to, again, it's hard to envision many instances in which I would put myself through that. But I guess football would be the one that stood out to me the most.
That's the obvious one for you, right? If I said, all right, Chris, you got to go to Times Square New Year's Eve, do the whole thing, and you get to watch Pitt play in a college football playoff game.
Yeah, I'm there.
Would you do it?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay. Okay. I
Now
figured
I
that
got to
one was.
figure out the bathroom situation though, because to watch Pitt football, I'm gonna be drinking.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. That's where it gets a little tricky, huh?
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
just
Because, yeah, like
it's
you can't, apparently you can't even bring, like, you can't sneak anything in there in Times Square. They won't even let you sneak it in. But you're right, with football, that's hand in
who's
hand.
yeah, who's doing this? Who?
It's, and if you were like to me, if you were like, hey, listen, you stand there, you do the whole thing, you're going to meet your favorite band in the entire world, all 21 of the pilots. You're going to meet all of them. You're going to meet them. I'd say for how long? First of all, are we having a nice dinner? Are we going to Sea Monkey? Maybe we're dressing up a little bit. Then I'm down. Then I'm down. If it was to watch Pitt, I don't know if I'd do it to watch Pitt play in a playoff game. I think it'd have to be the national championship. We'll get into this week in football. There's been a lot of bad football going on the past 2 weeks.
Yeah,
So, like, talk to those fans right now. See what they'd be willing to do. But yeah, not much. Not much. And I've sat through a couple of heavy downpours before for much less meaningful games and regretted them every time. Every time. So,
remember when you got pneumonia?
yeah, I mean, there you go. There you go. When we went to Charlotte, of all places, if you're like that environment all over again, I'm like, yes, I'm doing it to watch Pitt play in the ACC championship game. Hell yes, I'm there. And I got super sick. I did it. I'd do it again. I'd do it again. Football always, that always wins. It always wins.
I have just such clear mental pictures of you that day.
Wasn't well prepared. I wasn't well prepared. To be honest with
Yeah,
you.
I mean, I don't think any of us thought it was going to rain like the heaviest rain of our lives for 8 straight hours. But like, you could have brought a raincoat.
Could have. Could have. Didn't. Could have. Would have been intelligent. Yeah. Cold, very wet, just miserable. And then they lost. I couldn't have. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Then I got sick to top it all off. So it wasn't like, at least it was worth it. Yeah, but I do it again. Oh, just bring a raincoat.
Yeah.
Just bring a raincoat. That's all.
Well, yeah, definitely a no for Times Square though.
Yeah.
Dude, we pull up a ball drop on YouTube and watch it as a family at like 6 o'clock, and it's
Oh, you do
great.
the what do they call that? What do they call that? The like daytime
The
ball drop.
comfortable ball drop.
Oh,
No,
well,
it's noon years.
Noon years, of course.
Yes, we do.
Clever girl. There you go.
And then go to bed on time. It's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, Dan. Let's go. Let's not do football yet. Let's get into this other topic.
Okay.
Because I saw a reel on Instagram that was a pretty interesting discussion point, and I'll be interested in hearing Dee Dee's thoughts on this too. But what they said, I'm not going to play the reel because it's pretty simple. They said there was a heavy discussion on TikTok recently where people were debating between two employment options in which you would choose. The first being $120,000 a year in salary, and it's a fully remote job. The second is double that, $240,000 a year, but you have to go into the office and work every single day. And now I think it's important to remember that this discussion was happening on TikTok, which is a younger audience.
Yes.
And so how this was framed in the clip that I saw was that a lot of people were saying like they didn't want to have to go in and socialize with other people, right? They didn't want to have to go and be around other people because that made them uncomfortable. So that's important to understand about why maybe this was becoming such a big discussion point. But I did want to discuss it here on the podcast to talk about which one would you choose. Now, they're both significant amounts of money. One double the other.
Yeah.
But there's pros and cons that come with both. Going into the office, getting to work from home. I know we've all done both of those things. So which one would you choose?
This couldn't be any more of a no-brainer for me. And the fact that this has been heavily debated on social media, granted by a younger audience, is unbelievable because I feel like it's so double d- from 120 to 240. Give me 240. I'll go in the office 6 days a week for 240. Are you serious? Like, now, yes, again, for a majority of my career, 5 days a week in office was the norm, right? For the last 5 years, not so normal. It's a good chunk of it. And right now, I'm in 3 days a week, and the company that I work for is about to announce we're going back in 5 days a week. We're all super excited about it. Not at all. Everybody's pitchforks are ready to go. But if you told me my salary was doubled, are you kidding me? Are you? I'd put up with so much shit for double. Not even like one, even if it's 120 versus 240, or like if you're just out of school and it's 50 versus 100, double, it shouldn't even be a thought. It really shouldn't, because what you'd be able to do with that money. And like, you know what? Kids, you could all use a little socialization, a little uncomfortability, and a little bit of, being in office a little bit. No one loves it, but it's not as bad as you think. It's not as bad as you think. So for me, Chris, this is a no-brainer. Again, I'll go in 6 days. 240? Double? Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean 240 is such a big number. It wasn't as much of a no-brainer for me. I actually have stewed on this quite a bit. And now I want to part of what has made me think deeply about this is like the numbers in general, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And so I have these up in front of me here. Household income, approximately 16 to 17% of US households earn between 100,000 and 150,000 per year. If you go to 200,000 or more annually, only about 12%. So the amount of people who are actually earning like that significantly larger sum is not that many more people. Like it's actually like you're very much an outlier. You are like
Mm-hmm.
top 10 or top 5% of people in the country in terms of like your earning, right?
Okay.
And so I think a lot of people would think like, well, then I want that, then I want that because I want to be the top 5, top 10%. In my brain, I actually think like there's a lot of real truth to the idea of like at some point more doesn't enhance your quality of life. Like more doesn't necessarily like, and what number is that? It's different for everybody.
Yeah.
But at some point, earning more doesn't like have two lines going up. Like money goes up and enjoyment of life goes up. At some point, money keeps going up and then you kind of just flatline here. And your enjoyment of life doesn't change. And I think that happens for me somewhere between these two numbers. I'm not making that much money, so I can't tell you how where that cutoff line is. But I don't know that I would do it. And I also have to factor in the fact that like I quit my last job
Mm-hmm.
in part because there was some pressure to have me come back. Now, I was lucky to also have started my own business and was planning to
Sure.
make that transition anyway. Um, but like as a family, I obviously view this in the lens of where I'm at right now. Uh, if me and my wife were both working in the office 5 days a week, the amount of additional money we would have to spend for care for our kids would be astronomical. Like it would be
Yeah.
a significant amount of money more. And so like I don't know, I'm just like factoring on all these variables. I'm like, okay, so if I'm making more, but then we're paying more, then I'm more stressed because I'm going in the office every day. My enjoyment of life probably tapers off before I get to that number. So I think like I don't think I'm doing it. I really don't think
Wow.
I don't think I'm doing it.
Wow. What about the scenario of, say you had a job for 120 for the, potential to go in for 240. Do you think your wife would she could quit her job? She could quit her job and then be
Yeah.
at home all the time.
No, that's
no,
true.
I don't know if she'd want to do that.
She wouldn't want to.
Knowing your wife, she would not want to do that.
She wouldn't want to.
But like that's also, or like vice versa. What if she had that offer on the table?
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't have to work at all, and I'll wear dad clothes, and that'll be the uniform. That'll be what I do. I'll just wear them at home.
Yeah.
And I don't have to do anything else.
No, these are good questions. And like this is stuff I thought about too. Like Katie would always want to work. Like she's very good at what she does. And we also are a 2-income household that like we're lucky to not be in financial stress. So like if then I take that next job and then I add more stress to my life in a life right now that doesn't have a lot of stress, am I going to be happier? Right. I don't know that I will be. I don't know that I will be. And I guess the last caveat here, which I'm like Mr. Caveat in this discussion, I am also a business owner. And so I'm viewing this as like, well, what's my job right now? And I could just scale my own business to make more to get to that point where I'm like, you know, reaching more of that point where enjoyment, like getting closer, but not reaching it where the enjoyment flatlines and then I'm stressed out. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'd rather just do that. And I know a lot of people thinking about this, that's not their reality, but
not everybody gets to own hoodies, etc. And just gets to
it's a business.
Scale it at their own.
The hell of a business. Let me tell you.
But no, I mean, yeah, I think, and again, for me, I mean, again, you've been working at home for a while now, years, and that's
5 years.
Very comfortable. I think because I've been in the office since 2021, realistically, the majority of the time, the majority of the week, whether it's 4 days, 3 days, I'm in there. Instead, if you're just like, hey, here's a little promotion for you, you know, stay at home or double it and come into office. I think that's the difference for me. And I think it is kind of unique that they put numbers to it, right? Because like if you talk to somebody in New York and you offered these numbers, totally different.
Yeah.
Right? Totally different. But like for me, to double that, we're still going up the escalator. I think we're still climbing to that's life-changing money. Life-changing 240 is life-changing money. And I don't know if if I get a percentage in on hoodies, etc., maybe we can get there in some capacity together. But
you play your cards right.
Well, now this I'm kind of glad you said that because it opened my eyes up to like, why are people even debating this?
Well, so that's what I wanted to end this on, though, is that if you're saying no because you have to be around other people, you're a psychopath. Like that is absolutely ridiculous. If that's your only hang up is you don't want to socialize, you need to seek help. That is a problem. Okay.
Yeah.
Like there are legitimate reasons to not do it, but that's not one of them.
Can't be one of them. Can't be the main one. Don't want to be around people. But no. If you're going to turn down that amount of money, even looking at your salary right now to double it, say you're just out of college and you're making $40,000. If you had a chance and you're working remote, and you had a chance to make 80 if you're in the office, that's a serious amount of money for you in your shoes. And if you just don't want to be around people and you would turn that amount down, you're crazy. Yeah. You're crazy.
Yeah. But I think if that's the reason you're saying no, then that this offer is never going to be made to you in the first place.
Oh my gosh, no. Enjoy earning on the low end of the spectrum forever because remote jobs are going away, and those who don't do the mingling, the in-office bullshit, it adds up. It adds up for good reasons. I'm literally doing it right now. If I wasn't in the office, I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in because I'm in there. Pays off, people. Pays off.
If you need small talk tips, just hit Dan up. I'll give you his cell phone number.
Heck yeah. Let's go. Anytime.
Otherwise, all right, Dan, before we get to music, let's talk about what's happening this week in football.
All right, here we go. Dun dun. This week in football.
We have to come up with a better name for this segment.
I don't get what we're doing here, okay?
We agree. Next topic.
This is stupid, okay?
This is dumb.
It is dumb. It doesn't
It's just
Dan, you mentioned some bad football that's been going on. So tell me, how you feeling about the college football playoff right now?
Let's add more teams. Let's do it. What a good idea. Goodness gracious. I mean, in games that should have been great, right? We're going to leave the first round behind us. DD and I kind of touched on that previous episode, kind of looking ahead. We kind of picked our teams to win. Our team is still alive, by the way. The second round matchups. Like, what are we doing? Thank goodness Indiana won. Because if they lost, we were going to have to go backwards. If literally every team that had a bye in the first 2 years of the expanded playoff lost, shut it down. There's a problem with the system. Okay? It's not coaching, it's schedule. Shut it down. There's a problem with the system if every single one of them lost. So thank goodness they didn't, and they came out and whooped some serious ass. But I get ready. New Year's Day. Let's go. Big football. Let's go. Last night, Miami. The ACC's alive, baby. Let's go. And then I was just like, wow, New Year's Day's football sucked until about 10:30 at night when I was already ready to go to sleep. That was about it. So I don't know, man. They're going to add more teams to this thing, and it's just going to continue to be watered down. And we haven't seen good football. We haven't seen good football in a long time until we get into the Final Four. And if you try to be like March Madness, you're not doing it. we get good games all the way through, and we're just not getting it with football, unfortunately.
Yeah, so this G5 bullshit, these teams can't be in the playoff unless they're legitimately obviously good. The year Cincinnati was in there was obviously before it was expanded the first time.
Right.
But they gave Georgia a game because they were a legitimately good team. And they got into the top 4, not the top 12. But these two teams that made the first round, James Madison and who was the other
Tulane.
one? I mean, it's just embarrassing, right? It was a waste of space.
Yeah.
So I get why Notre Dame was upset. But Notre Dame wasn't upset at the right people, which we've already covered, I think.
Yeah.
They were upset at Miami, who wouldn't have gotten in if this was a 14 playoff and not expanded. They were the last team in, and now they're in the Final Four. So there's been some interesting storylines there, but the football itself has been shite.
Yeah.
And I can't help but wonder if it's just because everybody's so distracted, because 17 coaches left and got fired, more than that, 35 coaches got fired, and then other coaches are moving, which means assistant coaches are moving. And even if coaches haven't left yet, they're interviewing for other jobs in the weeks that they're supposed to be preparing for. I don't think anybody's focused on what they're supposed to be doing right now. And it's awful. It's just I'm not even that interested in it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. It's they do the benefit of giving these kids extra weeks off in December, because the season is now that much longer. There's finals and things like that they actually maybe pretend to consider and things like that. And then it ends up backfiring because of what it does to the schedule with every other team that's done playing, teams that need coaches, teams that need to fill positions that are interested in the transfer portal, right? We're going to get into that in a moment. It makes everything such a chaotic mess. It's hard to stay focused on the kind of task at hand. Then you go 5 weeks without playing a football game. Rest is one thing. That is that's more than an off-season program.
Yeah.
Right? It's a long time without playing and trying to stay in shape. And then you got the holidays and then you got to travel, and it creates this havoc that leads to terrible football. Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's just not enjoyable at all. I heard two solutions that I was really a fan of, because the football is bad, the transfer portal is a disaster, and then coaches just moving all over the place. So it was, what's the name of Oregon's head coach?
Dan
Lanning. So he said we're basically a minor league for the NFL, but the NFL doesn't do anything to help us out.
Sure.
And he said, what would be really helpful is maybe we do start our season week 0, but then we play until New Year's Day. And we don't do all this where like we take weekends off or we take days off because the NFL is going to be playing playoff games here. Like maybe they don't put their games on Saturdays so that we can have all of our games on Saturdays. And there was this suggestion that like when the conference championship games are happening, maybe you have all the bowl games on that day too. And it's just like a college football spectacular. Then you don't have teams who are like playing in their conference championship game worrying if it's going to hurt them. And you have all these other bowl teams who are getting like a last chance to potentially get in. Notre Dame could have played in the Pop-Tarts Bowl and potentially had another chance to get in.
Interesting.
Right? So you line it up that way, and that way the bowls aren't spread out across this time period where nobody's watching. The playoff doesn't have to take all these breaks, and they just go straight through. And then the second piece was Nick Saban was like, these are, I know it's laughable at this point, but these are institutions of higher learning. They have academic calendars, and then we have a football season that doesn't mirror the academic calendar at all. So the kids are like opting in and out of football, but like it doesn't line up with the transfer window that typically occurs at schools. So like, can we have the football season line up where like the transfer portal opens in May when the school year ends, and then you have free agency, right? And then you don't have spring ball in March like you normally would, but you can have it around the same time the NFL does OTAs in the summer, and then have a fall. Like, I think there's logical ways to fix this. It's going to take a lot of work, but this all just sucks. Like, it's not fun. My favorite period of watching football is like the first 8 to 9 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
Because then once you get past that point, it's like, oh, I just know like from here it gets stupider and it's not enjoyable.
I love that. I love that scenario. You're right. It would take a lot and a lot of cooperation and outside people, inside people agreeing to it, but it would certainly fix this issue. There's so many issues around this. We're just talking about the bad football we've seen over the last 2 or 3 weeks or so, but it's way more than that. This goes back into November. It bleeds far back into that, and something has to be done. It didn't used to be this complicated. It didn't used to suck this much. It didn't. It really didn't. We almost yearned for the days of the BCS. It was a simpler time, right? And we should be fixing these issues and not making them worse. And it has to be done. It has to be done. We have to fix this. The calendar needs fixed, adjusted. So much TV revenue is leading this thing, which makes it horrible. But hopefully we can get something fixed partially in the near future, because this just hasn't been good presentation of the product for like the number 2 sport in this country.
Yeah, so
it legitimately is, right? Like it should be better than this.
That's an interesting point, and I kind of wish maybe this is something to ask Didi the next time he's on. Is like, boxing used to be the most popular sport in this country 100 years ago.
Yeah,
and I feel like, I don't know if this is true, but I feel like probably part of what took boxing out of favor, right? Like, very popular sport, very physical, right?
Yeah,
is that it's confusing. How do you win a championship? And then like, how do you know that winning the championship actually happened? Because people tell you that it happened.
right. Because 3 people judged it to be so.
Just like we are just judging football teams to put them in a playoff.
Yeah.
Right. And then like, the guy who has the championship in boxing can just choose when he wants to do it again. Like, it's a weird sport and the way that it's managed. And then there's like politics and rigging and stuff. Like, I feel like all of those elements are involved in college football right now. And I think sometimes you have sports that get too big for their own good and then they fall out of favor. And I'm legitimately worried that that's happening. Like, I'm legitimately worried that that's going to happen with college football, because you and I are 2 of the biggest college football fans I know, and we aren't enjoying this at all.
Right. It's pretty bad when WWE's got their championship picture much clearer and figured out more than college football does. It's a sad day. And as a WWE fan, I can say that.
Yeah.
It's a sad day, but it's true. It's true.
It's not good.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Well, that's
You
what's
see how you hear how to control the transfer portal is?
Yeah, dude. It's
Like, so this is as of like yesterday, but somewhere between 4,000 and 4,500 college football players have entered the transfer portal. That might sound like a lot, might not sound like a lot. Let me do a little rough math for you, okay? Stand by. This isn't our specialty. Stand by. About 136 teams, okay? 105 is the new max players per team. That puts you in the ballpark of about 14 So somewhere between 25, 28, 30% of players are in the portal. Now, I'll say that if you're in FCS, Football Championship Subdivision, right? And those smaller schools, they are allowed to enter the transfer portal.
Right.
It's not 2,000 of them.
No.
It's not even 1,000 of them. Okay. So just put that into perspective of how many players just willy-nilly putting their names into there and how much this has gone out of control, completely out of control, which is why the calendar's all out of sync and signing days around the quarter and there's all these vacancies and players not knowing where they're going to go. How can you actively recruit a kid that you want, but you know you can go snag somebody in the portal that plays the same position, and then you've got both of them coming in because he signed his letter, but he transferred in. One of them's going to transfer. It's a mess. It's a mess. It's all part of this problem.
Yeah, and like how many of those? How many is it? 4,000? How many did you say?
4,000, over 4,000, up to potentially up to 4,500.
I would assume that a majority of those kids think they are going to get paid more.
Absolutely, 99% of them.
Like, I think some kids are like, oh, I'm in a bottleneck here. I want an opportunity to play somewhere. So I'm not looking for money. I'm looking for an opportunity.
Yeah.
But I think the majority of those kids think like, oh, well, I did well this year. I should be paid more. I'm going to go elsewhere. And like the stats on what happened to kids that go in the portal, it works out for a few. Like you get to see Joe Burrow at LSU occasionally. That is not the norm. That is not like, and I'm kind of zeroed in on the teams that I follow. I follow Pitt. It was a year or two ago. Like several of the best players on Pitt's team transferred. A couple of them went to Colorado. One of them went to Texas Tech. These were guys on the defensive side of the ball. All of them played less and had worse statistics than the guys that then took their spots at Pitt. So they got maybe more money.
Sure.
You don't know how much money these kids are making. They went somewhere else, maybe made a little bit more money, but their draft stock plummeted. And now they have no future in professional football to make like, I don't know, $50,000, 100,000. Right. Like what are we doing? Like these kids they don't know what they're doing. The stats on like the success rate of doing this is extremely low, but they all think that they're like the next Randy Moss or Tom Brady. And so I don't know, man.
It's a disaster. It's a complete disaster. Boy, we need to write a song, right? When someone needs to write a song about, you're in the good times, when you know that they're in them after they're already gone.
Dan, we didn't know when we were in the Big East that those were the good old days.
We did not. We certainly did not.
But they were. All right, Dan, let's get into music. Speaking of music,
let's do it.
What's on your list this week?
You never know when the year is going to kick off if someone's going to just drop an album of the year like The Weeknd did a couple of years ago and just blew everybody's socks off. The answer is no. That did not happen. So slow trickle to start the year. But Machine Gun Kelly, MGK, dropped. I know, polarizing. I know. It's going on a playlist. The new song is called Times of My Life. And he said this is a song he wrote 8 years ago and finally released. And it's the first song he ever wrote with Travis Barker, which is kind of wild. If you watch the video, you listen to the lyrics, you're like, dude, you wrote this song 8 weeks ago, not 8 years ago. Like, based on what's happened in your life in 2025, it's a little bit ironic that this is actually that old of a song. But it's still a good song. Good song called Times of My Life, MGK.
All right, there you go. So I haven't been on in a while, but one song that I enjoy every holiday season is Newfound Glory's X Miss. This song is like 25 years old. And it's not a Christmas pop punk song that you're like, oh, they're singing about Christmas. It's EX dash Miss, MISS. So they're singing about like their ex-girlfriend.
There
But
you
there's
go.
like little tones throughout the song that it's like bum 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 bum. So like they kind of work it in there subtly,
Mm-hmm.
which I appreciate because if you're just making a pop punk Christmas song, that's boring. We don't really need that. So that's my first one. It's actually a quite a good song.
Nice. There you go. Well, that's a way to kick off the year. A band probably many people haven't heard of, but has certainly lived in the genre that I favor, called Weathers. And the Weathers is rough right now, wherever you may be. But the band Weathers, not so rough. Great. A great alternative rock band from Southern California, I believe. And they released a new song this week called Ugly. And sometimes you look in the mirror wearing the dad shirt, mom shirt, ugly, maybe. According to Daniel Dudley, not my words, his. But the song is called Ugly, and it's great. From Weathers.
Not if you're going to Sea Bass or whatever that place is called.
Sea Monkey. Can't have it at Sea Monkey. Come on.
I learned something about myself, Dan. On the trips to and from Wisconsin, I learned
Yeah.
that when I am dozing off behind the wheel, there's only one form of music that jolts me back
Dun, dun, dun,
to
dun.
life. Can you guess the genre?
Ska.
Fucking right, it's ska. And so I'm putting Everybody's Better by the Mighty Mighty Boss Stones on the
Yes.
playlist this week. And I heard Dickie Barrett is like trying to get the Boss Tones back together. So TBD. That's the type of breaking news that
Stay
we'll
tuned.
have for you guys.
Stay tuned. Well, ironically, not intentionally, didn't know you were going to say that. Didn't know I was going to say this. News that we can break, if it hasn't already been broken, where you get your sources. There is another group. I don't know if I want to use the word band group that is coming back together, that is releasing an album for the first time since 2004.
Am I in this group?
I didn't think about that. Actually, yes, Skunk 11. No, not quite the Skunk 11, not quite ska, but Chris, D12 are
What?
getting back together. They just announced it this week. Their first album since 2004. Super exciting stuff. We all know and love the song My Band was clearly their biggest one. But I'm gonna put Purple Pills on the playlist this week. Little Stink Face started off of their 2001 hit album Devil's Night. We don't know what Eminem's involvement is going to be. They've certainly released songs without him before, but we don't know. We don't know if the resurrection of D12 will include Eminem. We can only hope so. So stay tuned for 2026.
I love it. This is throwing. There's been a lot of throwback moments for me lately. I don't know how recently this was. Was it you or was it somebody that used to be in our band like sent a article about us that was written about like
Yeah.
when we played with Big D?
Yep. Yeah, I sent that along. Yeah.
I'm gonna put Big D on the playlist.
There you go.
We'll go with LAX. It is not so it is okay, if you're gonna listen to this song on the playlist, LAX by Big D and the Kids Table, do not have your kids in the car. Okay. And if you're Dee Dee and you love LA, don't listen to this song. But otherwise, it's a really good song about being angry. And sometimes you forget some of the shows we played. That's one of my favorite shows we ever played.
I know.
In the middle of Amish country in Pennsylvania.
Literally.
In the middle of Warped Tour, we did a show with Big D. And that one was fun. That was fun.
It certainly was.
We wore like Burger King crowns while we were playing.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Good
yeah.
times.
Great times.
But that's what we're listening to. Search for The Sounds of Brunch on Spotify. And that gets updated every week.
Every week.
But the last
updated
2
every
weeks.
Last weeks of music.
That's what it is. It's the 1,
That's
2,
it.
the 1, 2.
You'll get it. Yeah.
Brunch.
Yeah.
Eventually I'll figure out how our podcast works. Dan, anything else on your mind? Any final thoughts about this very substantive discussion we've had today?
A lot. We covered a lot. Very, very thick, meaty, juicy episode of the
Heyo.
Brunch Breakdown, and I'm excited for more to come. And everybody's like, "Guys, it's 2026. What are you doing?" Well, yes, you heard it from Daniel Dudley earlier. The Brunchies return next week, looking at the best of 2025 from all three of us. Treat it like Sea Monkey. Upscale dress, no hoodies, no beachwear, no baggy clothes. Upscale dress code in effect for the Brunchies next week, and that goes to all you listeners as well.
Are you sending a message to me and Didi that because you've been the only one that's dressed up for this episode
For the last 5 years? Yeah. That's right. That's what I'm saying.
All right. I will try to remember that. Yes, tune in next week for the Brunchies. Dan, nice work. Everybody, thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you then.